There's your boy E coming at you with another one real quick. Yeah, I mean, I know it's kind of early and all, but hey, I already hit my daily goal. I don't see a reason to stay in the markets. Basically, staying true to my thesis, but also noticing that there has been some bullishness in the market. I was able to just play the range on Meta once again to the upside and the downside today, making money on the way up via calls through scalping and on the way down via puts, again through scalping with options. I find the easiest method to be consistently profitable, especially in a market condition like this, where everything is so indecisive. It's kind of hard to invest. I mean, you can't long term invest in this market condition, obviously, and you can't even swing trade in this market condition. So basically, the only thing you can do is trade on an intraday time frame and basically play the ranges. The market's still open right now. Obviously, look, it's only 11:09 and I've been done for a good 20 minutes. So basically, market open, there was or even before the market, because I'm up, way before the market opens. All before market open and all that, there was kind of this bullish undertone out there in the general public. The general consensus, as far as I could see, is that, everyone was bullish. Now looking back on it in hindsight, this chart does look bullish, but I wasn't sold on it. But I did go ahead, and the first trade I took was actually a red trade. It was a loser, but I was able to cut it right away. So it was a minor loss. So basically here, like, this is where I took my first trade at. Looking back on it, I mean, you seen this consolidation right here, all right? Looking back on the trade, obviously hindsight is 50-50. Looking back on the trade, I guess it was a pretty bad trade, because you're seeing the consolidation and these wicks on the bottom, and the market for the last few days has been bullish. I was sticking to my thesis that we're bearish and in a recession and the market is overall downtrending. I went ahead and grabbed a put right here, thinking that we're just going to go up and reject. But now looking back on it, you're looking at this consolidation. We're crossing over VWAP to 9, the short term, and the long term 120 right here. But, like I said, I'm still not convinced. I grabbed some puts here. It was green for a second, and then that thing started freaking bouncing. I had to go ahead and cut that trade quick. You're not going to be right all the time. No one's ever right all the time, but you have to mitigate your losses by cutting your losers as soon as you see that it's a loser. And even in a market condition like this, especially when you're scalping options, I feel like I don't even have the luxury to give it time to see if I'm wrong or right. Like off the rip, if it's looking like I'm wrong, I'm cutting it. And that's just how, it basically comes down to risk management. That's how I manage my risk. Off rip, if it's looking like I'm wrong, if I'm not 100% convinced that I'm right, then I'm cutting that trade. You feel me? So I cut that one for a minor loss. All right. Cut that one for a minor loss. And then I went ahead and I seen the markets like trending up. So then I flipped long right here and scalped up here and got out. And I was like, man, like I felt like I was moving too fast. So I slowed down and kind of waited to let a range set in, right? And I mean, this was the first range, like right around here. So at this point, I'm looking at it, I'm seeing the wicks, right? But, I'm a little bit, trying to be a little bit more careful, because my first trade was red, and I don't, no one likes to be red, especially your first trade, because then that makes you feel like you have to dig out the hole. That's how I feel most of the time. Kind of puts a little bit more pressure on you. Again, as long as you keep your losers small, it's not a problem. All right. So I was like, all right, yeah, it can't be right all the time. I cut my loser. Let me go ahead and take my time and let more of a range develop. And that's what I did. Then I'm watching it. I'm seeing it top out. I see it fade down here to VWAP. And I'm like, dang, that's where I was supposed to go ahead and, go short at, grab puts at. not here, where we're trending up and looking like we're about to go red to green, but up here where we're topping out at. But I see it fade down. I didn't take that trade, and I'm glad I didn't, because look, we came back down here. And remember how I was saying you can use VWAP as support or resistance. As I'm watching it, I'm like, all right, there's VWAP. We're going to see what's going to happen at VWAP. And just as I suspected, we came down here to VWAP and bounced back up here to the top of this range. All right. Now I'm watching it again. I already know we rejected here. So we could reject here. And I'm also looking at the volume, right? And look, like, even though we're kind of like uptrending a little bit, there's red candles here, and I'm thinking this is the top of the range. And then you look at this candle right here. This is definitely, I mean, this is a candle of indecision, right? This is a bullish candle, indecision, but this is definitely a bearish candle. Look how long the wick is on the top. Also, I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, I let everyone trick me into thinking this is a bullish market and all that, when I know that it's bearish. I mean, we're in a recession and the market's, still kind of down. Yeah, we've been bear market rallying, but all in all, I feel like the market's still bearish. And then you also have to take into consideration, you had the Fed speaking today. We had negative data come out today. Earnings season is fastly approaching, and I'm sure like a lot of companies aren't going to hit their numbers and they're going to lower their guidance and all that. You feel me? I feel like around that time is when you're going to see the true bearishness come back in, like when all these companies report earnings and all that. But regardless of the fact, I know the market's overall bearish on an intraday perspective. I'm just playing the ranges. So I'm trying to stay neutral in my bias. Like I was saying, top of the range, weakness, that signifies weakness to me. And I'm also looking at the overall market, specifically the SPY, the Qs, and Apple. All right. And also Meta on a higher time frame, the 10-minute. So I went ahead and grabbed puts here. And I mean, once again, that washout down here to the bottom was my best play of the day right there. Like, I could have quit there. And because I've basically recovered that little red trade I had here. And also, like, my first trade, I don't go full size. So I only had two puts here. I had two contracts. But right here, I was a little more confident in my thesis at that point, specifically in this time range around this time. So I grabbed 5 and faded them down. Got out right here. So that put me in the green, decent. And actually, I had hit my daily goal at that point. Being that I had that little red trade, I felt like to really make it a success, like a successful day. I mean, I was already in the green and already hit my goal. But at that point, I had only taken 2 trades. I'm like, all right, my thesis is looking correct. And like that thing, like the SPY, the Qs, Apple, everything just tanked. You feel me? It just like the bottom got pulled out. And I was like, yeah, that's why I gotta, stick to my thesis and not let the noise and chatter in the background, speaking of like the general consensus and all that, get in my way. Now I'm down here. I'm looking for the market to actually go ahead and head lower. And man, look at Meta right now, bro. Like, wow, that's crazy. That just shows you that you gotta play the ranges. God damn. I'm thinking the market's gonna break down more down here, but I'm watching it, and then I see this. This is all area consolidation. Like around this area, no one knew which way the market was going. So again, me staying neutral on my bias, I seen this freaking bullish thing break above the short term in the 9. Oh my God, look at Apple, look at Meta right now. Holy wow. Man, I'm kind of freaking wishing I would have stayed in, because what I was getting ready to say was I seen that thing break above everything and then consolidate more, but it never broke down this level. Wicks went down there, tried to, but they kept buying it back up. And then I seen this, and then it faded back down here. And then once I seen this bullish candle right here come and cross above the short term in the 9, I grabbed calls to the upside. And I was like, at first, like, man, like, why did I do that? I'm trying to be too cute. I'm trying to be too fancy, making money both ways, up and down. But then that thing just started trending up. You feel me? So I rode them from here through VWAP, through the 120, all the way back up here to red to green. And then I got out. You know, once I seen that, I got out. I wasn't even trying to test the top of the range. But looking back in hindsight, I should have probably scaled out right here and then seen what happened at the top of the range, maybe scaled out another one. And then, bro, look at this move right here. Again, you know, you just have to remain neutral in your bias, play the ranges. I mean, this market is like so unpredictable and so indecisive that I was like straight bearish, but now I'm like half and half. I'm basically just approaching it from like a day trading perspective, but basically scalping options. And look at this move, man. Dang. I'm like kicking myself now, like wondering why I got out the market so early. But again, like I hit my daily goal, and you can never be mad at yourself for freaking, you know, taking profits. You feel me? Because the flip side of that is you're trying to be too greedy and let your winners run, and you'll turn a green trade into a red trade. And that's the worst feeling. So, you know, never be mad at yourself for taking profits. Again, I'm not trying to get rich overnight or get rich in one day. I'm just consistently just building all my skills, at the same time building up my equity curve. But again, it's your boy E just coming at you with another one, wanting to give you guys a update on the state of the markets, at least up until this point. And I gotta say, markets are definitely looking bullish right now. Look at this SPY. But see, look, Meta's looking so bullish right now, right? But the SPY hasn't even went back from red to green yet. But look at this thing. Look, Meta's way up here. Look at the SPY. SPY is down here. The Qs. Look, the Qs barely red to green. And again, that's one of the reasons why I've been trading Meta, is because, yeah, Meta's going to basically follow the overall trend of the market. But like I said, what I noticed is the swings either to the upside or the downside on Meta has been consistently giving you more range. And it also, well, sometimes it leads and sometimes it lags behind. But either way, it gives you more swing, you know, either way, down or up. More swing basically means more range, and more range basically means more potential to make money in either direction. But once again, it's your boy E coming at you with some finance solutions. Again, don't forget to hit that sexy like button, subscribe, hit the bell, and get the hell over to my Patreon and Discord. Grab that daily morning briefing and watch list and gain that edge, brethren. Peace.